Hello everyone, I am Bipin Joshi and you are watching this companion video to my article Understand TypeScript Data Types. In this video, I will show you how you can build the temperature converter example that has been discussed in the article. So let's begin. So here you can see a new Visual Studio project, binaryintellect.demos.typescript data types. Now first under www root I will add a new folder, TypeScript. Then I will add a new TypeScript file in it. Let's call it datatypes.ts. Now here you can see a handy feature of Visual Studio. Visual Studio is asking you have added TypeScript file to your project. To enable TypeScript compilation in your project, please install microsoft.typescript.ms build NuGet package. If you remember in the previous part of this article series, I explained what's the purpose of this particular NuGet package and how it simplifies your life. So let's add this package here itself. Rather than going through that add NuGet package dialog, here itself I will click install now. And the package has got added with the latest version there. Fine. So this is this package you could have added through add NuGet manage NuGet packages dialog also, or through this prompt. Okay, so we have installed this package and this is the datatypes.ts file. Now inside I will first declare the enumeration conversion type enumeration. It is defined using enum keyword. It has two members, Celsius to Fahrenheit and Fahrenheit to Celsius. And so this is what we did. Then I am adding a function called convert. Convert function has two parameters, value and type. This is how you indicate data type in TypeScript. So value colon number. Number is the data type of value parameter. Similarly, type parameter, the data type is conversion type, the enumeration which we just declared above. And so this is our function signature. Inside let me add a few variables there. Variables are defined using let keyword. So let statement basically declares a variable. So let followed by that the variable name colon and the variable data type. So four variables I have declared: conversion type, temp in C, that is temperature in Celsius, temp in F, temperature in Fahrenheit, and message. These are the four variables I declared. I will also add a couple of constants there. Constants are defined using const keyword. Again the same pattern, that is name of the constant colon followed by the data type of the constant. So timestamp basically holds the current date and time just for outputting on the page, and clear value is a boolean holds a boolean value, true false, and it indicates whether the temperature value entered in the text box should be cleared once the conversion has been taken place. So these are the variables and constants that we need. Now let me add the actual processing logic that converts the temperature, and then we check what is the conversion type passed to the function. If it is Celsius to Fahrenheit, inside we do some calculation which converts the supplied value from Celsius to Fahrenheit. We assign that value to these two variables, and finally a string message is formed which for the purpose of outputting on the page. So it basically displays that 100 degree Celsius equal to so and so Fahrenheit, or whatever the value you added. On the same lines, we have another if block which is for conversion type Fahrenheit to Celsius. Again, some kind of calculation, and we prepare the message to be displayed on the page. Then, in order to display that message on the page, we will be using a div element on the page whose ID is MSG. So here document.getElement by ID simply picks that element, and we set the inner HTML property to whatever message we just formed. On the same lines, we also output the datetime timestamp in a div whose ID is stamp, and it comes from that timestamp constant which we have declared earlier. And finally, this is an if statement which checks the value of clear value constant. If it is true, we basically want to clear off the value entered in the text box. So we declare a variable of type HTML input element, because we want to grab that text box which is basically an input element. Then we have document.getElement by ID. Now document.getElement by ID, if you see the IntelliSense, it basically returns an HTML element, whereas text box is HTML input element. So we do a sort of typecasting so that we can assign the value returned by getElement by ID to temp value, and then we set the value property to empty string to clear the value from the text box. Right now, I have deliberately written this code in quite simple manner, but you can obviously optimize it. Many of the statements you can just combine together, but here, just for the sake of easy understanding, I have made it quite elaborate and readable. So let me save this file. I have saved data types .ts, and obviously the data types.js gets created. It has the compiled output of in the form of plain JavaScript. Okay, I will revisit data types.ts in a minute once I complete the HTML file. So I right click on TypeScript folder again. I say add new item. I will add an HTML page. So I added data types.html. Now let me add some markup there. This markup basically contains a text box for entering a temperature value, and then there are two buttons, convert to Celsius and convert to Fahrenheit, to perform the corresponding operations. The click event handlers of those buttons are these functions, convert to Celsius function and convert to Fahrenheit functions, which we will be writing in a minute. And below we have these two div elements, msg and stamp. Msg displays the result of the conversion and stamp displays the date time stamp. And at the end we have script tag which points to the data types.js. Now here I will just remove this output because I am not using tsconfig to change the output folder. It's inside TypeScript folder itself. So I will change the path to TypeScript/data types.js. Now let's add these two functions. So I will open this file again. Convert to Celsius function basically gets hold of the text box input element from the page. Whatever value you enter in the text box is basically a string value. So we convert that into an integer and store it in a local variable value. We then pass that value to the convert function which we just wrote value, and we specify conversion type to be Fahrenheit to Celsius. On the same lines, convert to Fahrenheit, we grab the text box value and then call the convert function. Conversion type this time is Celsius to Fahrenheit. So I added these functions. Let me again save the file. The JS file will now have all the required code. So even these functions got added. Okay, and let me run the HTML file in the browser. So view in browser. So this is the temperature converter page. Temperature value, let me enter 100 and I will say convert to Celsius. So it will output convert to Celsius means the value entered was in Fahrenheit and that we are trying to convert to Celsius. So 100 degree Fahrenheit equal to 37.7777 degrees Celsius, and date time stamp is also outputted. Similarly, I will also try convert to Fahrenheit. So 100 degrees Celsius equal to 212 degree Fahrenheit and the timestamp. Fine. So this is how the temperature converter functions. I hope you found this article and the companion video useful. Please subscribe to our channel and stay tuned with the latest additions.